Maybe like if I did a modeling thing, Kendall Jenner would be really cool to model with.
Kylie Jenner and Charli D'Amelio may be two of the most famous Gen Zers in the world right now, but what about their older sisters? Kendall Jenner and Dixie D'Amelio move in different circles, but they could have been separated at birth. From their chosen career paths to their unique sense of style, Kendall and Dixie are practically twins inside and out. They look identical. Let's start with the basics. Beauty may only be skin deep, but these two have it in spades. The entire Kardashian-Jenner troupe are famous for their brunette locks, but none more so than Kendall. Unlike her sisters who like to dabble with different colors every now and then, Kenny has kept it dark pretty steadily. Her long, sweeping brown tresses are kind of her trademark, but guess what? Dixie goes for the same look. Just like Kendall, Charli's sister likes to go for a natural brunette look, but it goes beyond that. The pair often share shots on Instagram that look eerily similar. Honestly, it's difficult to tell who's copying who. Maybe they're both just coincidentally into the same kind of style, but there's an uncanny resemblance there that can't be denied. They both have younger sisters. Sure, millions of people have younger sisters out there, don't they? The difference is, not many of us have siblings that are as ridiculously famous as Charli and Kylie. Kendall and Kylie rose up through the ranks to become fully fledged superstars together, but let's face the facts. As much as we love Kendall and her achievements are spectacular, Kylie is a teeny bit more notorious. She was on the cover of Forbes as the youngest self-made billionaire, which doesn't happen every day. As for Dixie, well, she can relate to being the older sister that's living in the shadow of the younger one. Charli D'Amelio is the undisputed queen of TikTok with over 54 million followers on the platform. On the other hand, Dixie has around 21 million followers. That's hardly a drop in the ocean, but there's no denying that Charli has the upper hand here. Looks like Kenny and Dixie would have a lot to talk about. They're both high-flying models. Kendall has found the most mainstream success in terms of modeling out of all of her sisters. While Kim, Kourtney, Khloe, and Kylie all have their own hustles going on, Kendall was really accepted into the fashion world. She started modeling a few years ago and has since walked the runway for some of the world's top brands and appeared on Vogue covers several times. At 24, she's a big deal. As for Dixie, she has the same ambitions as Kendall and is starting to make a name for herself as a model. According to Nylon, Dixie was announced as the new face of Dermalogica in early 2020. This marked the start of something new and exciting for the star, who will probably see a lot more campaigns thrown her way. As she's only 18, Dixie has plenty of time to follow in Kendall's footsteps. Watch this space, it's only a matter of time before she's strutting around in Valentino. They were both tomboys growing up. Cast your mind back to the early days of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It was a simpler time, before Kim met Kanye, before Kourtney and Scott split. Kendall and Kylie were the two youngsters that caused mischief wherever they went, but Kendall was always the athletic one. In a 2017 interview with Harper's Bazaar, Kendall admitted that she never gravitated towards the glam like her sisters. She said, "I was a huge tomboy. I had a phase where I wore boys' clothes. I mean, I'm a girl and I like being a girl, but I've never been into it like they have." Well, it looks like Dixie and Kendall would have got on well if they grew up together. Dixie has been known to share snaps of her hockey playing days on her Instagram page. Going by her social media, it looks like Dixie has put down the stick now, but during her high school days, she was always on the field tearing it up. Reality TV is a huge part of their lives. It might go without saying, but reality TV is kind of a big deal in Kendall Jenner's world. If the world wasn't gifted Keeping Up with the Kardashians, would we know who all of them are? It's debatable. Kendall's involvement with the show isn't as deep as Kim, Kourtney, or Khloe's, but she still crops up from time to time. Now rumors are swirling that the D'Amelios could be about to get their very own series. You don't need to be Ryan Seacrest to realize that there's money to be made from this family. According to an interview the D'Amelios had with Entertainment Tonight, there is something in the works. While Dixie and Charli were keeping things under wraps, their dad Mark said they're in the middle of figuring stuff out.
I think this could happen, and where would it live?
We're figuring out all that stuff right now.
Could Dixie and Charli be about to drop a show to rival the Kardashians? It certainly looks like it. Seriously, could these girls be any more alike? They don't shy away from public relationships. Being famous and in love isn't always a walk in the park. Kendall has had a string of high-profile romances in the past, from Harry Styles to A$AP Rocky. When it comes to dating, Kenny isn't scared to be seen out and about with her latest man. Although she doesn't often talk about her love life, she doesn't exactly keep it a secret either. On the flip side, Dixie has been dating fellow TikTok star Griffin Johnson for a while now. Griffin frequently posts about his lady on his TikTok page, including this sweet video of a 14-year-old Dixie singing her heart out. It looks like the two are head over heels in love. Long may it continue. Since Charlie and Chase Hudson broke up recently, fans need a new king and queen to ship. Just like Kendall, Dixie already has a knack for relationships in the spotlight. They're social media influencers. If you've got a following that goes beyond your immediate circle of friends, then you can make a pretty penny from social media. Brands are always eager to work with people who have even a few thousand followers, so imagine the offers that Kendall and Dixie get. Kendall may have more followers than you can shake a stick at on Instagram, but Dixie isn't doing too badly either. Kenny has been paid some serious money to promote things in the past. According to The Verge, the model was given $250,000 for a single post to hype up the disaster that was the Fyre Fest. As for Dixie, she uses her page to promote her TikTok, modeling, and isn't a stranger to the odd paid partnership. Is she quite at the same level as Kendall? Maybe not, but she's on her way there. As far as social media influencers go, both Kenny and Dixie are right up there with the best of the best. They're not like their sisters. As much as Dixie loves Charlie and Kendall loves Kylie, these guys aren't trying to be like their sisters. Kendall, despite all the glam makeup she has to wear on her shoots, has shied away from cosmetic surgery. She's also the only Kardashian Jenner to not be a parent. Kylie famously had a baby at 20, while Kenny is living the single life at 24. They might be sisters, but they couldn't be more different. For the most part, Dixie takes things a lot easier than Charlie does too. Even in her TikToks, Dixie appears much less choreographed than her sister and generally buys into the hype less. In an interview with The Face in January 2020, Charlie expressed a desire to work with J-Lo, while Dixie just planned on going to college and getting into maybe movies or TV or modeling. Even though Kenny and Dixie love their siblings, they certainly don't want to be them. They're both charitable. Many celebrities like to use their platforms to give back to the world. It's one of the best parts about being a person of interest, right? Kendall and Dixie both like to be charitable and do some good, which is totally great. Not only does it set a good example, but it's definitely going to give them some good karma in the next life. For her part, Dixie has partnered with UNICEF to help make a difference, while Kendall has a long-standing affiliation with charity Water. Clearly, when it comes to giving back and using their fame in the right way, these girls have got their priorities right. Maybe one day we'll see them working on a project together. They have a lot of the same values, so it doesn't seem too far-fetched. A-listers work alongside each other all the time on exciting new ventures. Just wait and see. Jeans over dresses. We've already touched upon the fact that they look physically similar, but what about how they dress? When Kendall is on the runway or working on a campaign, she's dolled up to the nines. However, when she's walking around town or running errands, she often goes for casual jeans and a t-shirt. The same can be said of Dixie, who is often in a big hoodie or jeans. When it comes to sophisticated glam, these two can do it, but they prefer not to. Maybe this hails back to their tomboy upbringing, but really they're both at their most comfortable when they're in street style. That doesn't mean they don't always look good though. Both Kenny and Dixie can make anything look good, which is why they're models. You wouldn't catch Kendall wearing half of the stuff Kylie wears on a day-to-day basis. They aren't afraid to voice their opinion. Being in the public eye isn't all glitz and parties. In fact, it can be difficult when there's drama going on, but both Kendall and Dixie can hold their own. In May of 2020, Dixie faced a lot of backlash when a photo from one of her old social media accounts came up. Fans started questioning the political posters seen in the back, but Dixie wasn't about to let it go. According to Insider, she was quick to leap to her own defense and tell the world that when it comes to politics, all she supports is happiness and positivity. Good for you, Dixie. On the flip side, Kendall has to navigate a lot of public scrutiny when it comes to her family. She often finds herself having to publicly explain arguments with Kylie or between the rest of her sisters. But Kenny has the backbone to stand up for herself too. These are two strong young women. They've both been bullied. For some strange reason, some people think that celebrities are fair game when it comes to trolling. Just because someone is a public figure doesn't make it okay to bully them, but apparently the memo gets lost in the post. When Kendall starred in the very ill-received Pepsi ad, she was ripped to shreds. Despite never intentionally doing anything wrong, Kendall bore the brunt of it. Similarly, when Dixie dealt with the whole political poster debacle, she was roasted online. Disgruntled fans even went so far as to send her threatening letters in the post. They may be two bright young stars, but it's not all sunshine and roses for Kendall and Dixie. Sometimes things get a little tough, but they both handle it with grace. What do you think? Are Kendall and Dixie practically the same person, or have we gone crazy? Let us know what you think in the comment section. Before you go, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss a thing from us at The Taco. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.